Initiating system 1.
Hey, what's up, Cyber Realmers? It's Seeker with another video. This time it's gonna be wrestling. I'm not really a wrestling channel or anything like that, but I did want to cover this after I saw it. So let's get to it.
So the message to Rhea Ripley right now, if you had to tell her about her ass, sticking it in people's faces, what do you feel? Are you gonna be sitting there in the corner waiting for that ass in the face, or are you gonna be like, I'm gonna kick your ass?
Yeah, no, that just sucks that we're talking about that.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
you know, like when I think of the amount of women that were at one stage fighting against that treatment, like that was what they were forced to do in 2-minute matches, and I kind of go, and maybe I'm just like stuffy and jaded because this is the stuff that I had to fight against. Of course everybody loves it and it's cool and it's edgy, but if I'm a little girl sitting in the crowd and if I have my daughter and she's seeing that and she's thinking that that's what she needs to be if she's a professional wrestler.
That's not true. Come on now. Like first of all, the whole fighting against the bikini situation in WWE is bullshit because women wanted to do that. They weren't really forced. They didn't really wrestle like that back in the day. The only women that actually wrestled were women like China. So off the back, bullshit. The whole daughter situation, like, look, even back in the day, there was kids in those shows. And you have to understand that women are not really a big fan of wrestling. The majority of fans are men. And sex sells. There's a reason why these women dress sexually provocative, are gorgeous, are in shape, and etc. This is just some lame ass bullshit. And yeah, she's jaded.
And that's the stuff that's getting a reaction. If I'm a girl who's growing up and wants to be a professional wrestler.
Oh, and by the way, just because you're a female wrestler, it doesn't mean you have to do that sort of thing. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, you go ahead and do it. I mean, it sure is going to get you a lot of fans because, again, male-dominated fan. And like I said, sex sells. This is a play. Most of this stuff, like wrestling, is dominated by male fans. So of course, you have to cater to your majority of fans. Like, this shit is not sexist. This shit is not any of that bullshit she's going on about.
And I see, oh well, that's the stuff that gets a reaction, and that's the stuff that people are talking about, and that's the stuff that we're posting on social media, and we can
see Rhea Ripley is a very attractive woman, number one, but people love her because of her dominant attitude and etc. Unlike Becky, who lost her way, by the way, because she was really good, or at least my personal opinion. I loved Becky Lynch when she was the last kicker and all that, but then when she started becoming the man, I don't know what the fuck is that all about. It's when she fucking ruined her character and everything else. Because I think even Ronda Rousey and had a back and forth with her on Twitter because Ronda doesn't like this woke shit and worked hard so women can fight like women, for her to come and say that she's the man, something along those lines.
Continue to, even the company does and pushes that then that is the stuff that gets over, and then I'm not taken seriously for what I do in the ring and for the person that I am and the mind that I have.
No, that's not true. The thing is, you gotta understand that most of this stuff is not real to begin with. Yes, you can get injured and all that, and I appreciate that the women now can actually wrestle. You know what I mean? But I'm a guy. We also want to see sexiness as well, not just wrestling. You know what I mean? And it's not an issue or a problem that some of the females want to do this kind of stuff. And there's context behind it too. Yeah, maybe she wanted to show a bit of her ass. That's her problem. But she was also trying to use Rikishi's move against another person, which was cool. I like both. Nice ass and the Rikishi stink face.
No, it's just about my body. It's about how it looks, and it's about.
I mean, to a certain degree, yes, because you have to be in shape for the most part to be a wrestler, unless you're gonna be one of those giant chicks, which I doubt you'll ever be. You can't wrestle, you know, intense matches if you're like 600 pounds, and I don't mean like tall, I just mean like overweight, unhealthy. You know, you have to work out. All these guys, even the fat guys, they work out in order to get themselves into all these matches and be able to last in the ring for a certain amount of time and etc. This is just nonsense.
Fulfilling a bunch of men's fantasies.
Sorry, excuse me. Fulfilling a bunch of men's fantasies. I don't know how you're fulfilling a lot of men's fantasies. I mean, isn't this the very same chick that likes to dress skimpy in ring? That makes total fucking sense.
Out there in the crowd,
and the guys are the majority anyway of the crowd. So I mean, if you want guys to not get bored, you're gonna have to do something, whether it's your in-ring skills or showing a little bit of sexual appeal or etc. The women who mostly go into these know this. That's why they dress the way they do. That's why they do certain things to hype their male audience, not just with their wrestling skills, but also with their looks.
It becomes not about the art, it becomes about that. And I've fought so long to change that. And so I kind of go, when I'm talking about that and when I'm forced to answer about that, I go, that just fucking sucks. That just fucking sucks.
Oh, Jesus Christ, she's such a fucking crybaby. Ever since she became this whole on-demand bullshit. Let's look at the comments. Right, here's one. What kind of message does this send? Like, literally, she's just literally bitching about that whole situation. But look at this. Look at this whole thing right here. It's always some hypocritical nonsense that they always want to talk about, but yet they don't want to smell their own shit. Everybody else's shit stinks except theirs. Come on now. Let's see. If guys can't tell she's obviously working with their feud for Mania, then you don't get it. Well, I guess if she is. I doubt it. It sounds like something she would actually say. Look at this also. Also Becky. True. Sounds like Becky is bitter about the spotlight. It's not on her. Every time it's not on her. There's an excuse for it. There's a reason Rhea was champ before the stink face. Yeah. Hypocrisy. Yep. Also Becky. Jesus Christ. But you know. Also Becky. Here's another one. Another one. And I was going to go on Google and search these up. I'm still going to go on Google and do that. Give me 1 second. Becky Lynch. Alright. Go to images here. I want to make sure you guys can see all this. All of this. All right, now that you guys can see all this bullshit, right? Let's look in. Here's an image. Give it 1 second to fix all this crap. And there you go. So there's this one right here. A little hypocritical, if you ask me. Where's another one? Oh, and to prove a point, see how most girls dress the same certain way? Becky at it again. Oh, look, another one. Wow. You'd think for people that really hate this, they wouldn't be dressing a certain way. Here's Becky again. And it's funny and ironic too, because a lot of these girls, before they became wrestlers, were models. Trying to find the older pictures because most of this stuff makes her look like a fucking man. Because apparently femininity and sex appeal is a problem nowadays. Here's Becky. Here's Becky. Here's Becky again. Right. Such a bad thing. Sex appeal. Here's Becky again. Yeah, wasn't she just talking about the whole situation? Here's her with her ass hanging out, swimsuit, and etc. This is just all hypocrisy. Look, I'll give her an olive branch. Maybe she doesn't really believe this shit, but this is what WWE is telling her to say. But still, you know what I mean? Mommy Rhea. Even though she's just looking a little too manly nowadays. I clicked the wrong thing, my bad. There you go. Becky again. Hey, hey, hey. But yeah, she's mad because of this. It's just hypocritical, bro. It's hypocrisy. But yeah, I think you guys get the point. I just wanted to say that. Again, I watch wrestling, or used to. And I loved it, but then it became shit and stale. I'm not a wrestling channel, like I said earlier. So like I said earlier, I'm not a wrestling channel. So I just wanted to point this out because I find it very funny and hypocritical when people do this kind of shit. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming in.